Today we're talking about 4 crazy things happening about and in Northwest Arkansas. So let's talk about that. Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. If you weren't aware, I actually moved from the dumpster fire state, also known as Illinois, the worst, and I could have chose anywhere I wanted to in America to live. I looked at Asheville, I looked at Alabama, I looked at Colorado, Utah, Idaho, Arizona. All the places you might be looking for right now, I have looked there and I chose Northwest Arkansas. It is by far the best place to live in America. So if you're ever going to talk about why I chose Northwest Arkansas versus anywhere else in America, coffee, call me, text me. Whatever the case is, we can talk about why I chose here versus anywhere else, like I said, in America. So without further ado, let's jump right into the content. And the first thing we need to cover is actually a brand new 14-mile trail system out near Siloam Springs and also Oklahoma. So if you weren't aware, the Waltons actually built a whitewater rafting, basically palace to actually practice whitewater rapids in Northwest Arkansas. It is technically in Oklahoma, but it's very close to Siloam Springs, so kind of in the whole general far west area. But yes, they literally almost diverted a river and made a huge outdoor park for people to practice their rapids so that eventually when they go to either parts of the Buffalo or Kings River or White River or other parts of Colorado, whatever the case is, you can practice your whitewater rapids here in Northwest Arkansas. So WOKA, that's their park over there. I say all that to say is that Siloam Springs and the whole trail system around here built another 14-mile, again, trail systems galore, 14 miles to connect Siloam Springs over to the WOKA Park. So if you're over in Siloam, you can literally take your bike and ride your bike over to the WOKA Park. Or if you want to drop off somewhere in between there for soft trail systems, 100%. Or you drop some family members that are crazy and out of control off at the WOKA Park to practice the rapids. You take your bikes and hit the soft trails over to connect the two. So regardless, always adventures, always fun, always trail systems, always whitewater rapids, evidently, over in Northwest Arkansas. And the second crazy thing happening in Northwest Arkansas is actually that building permits, so new construction building permits, are up 11% overall this year. So comparison to last year. So you thought last year we were building a lot back there. Get ready for this year. But I mentioned this not because to scare anyone about how fast we're building, but it's to show of the health of the area. There's a lot of other areas in America, I should say, that have really slowed down a lot because they have, built too much, or they have just other infrastructure issues, or inflation's happened. But here in Northwest Arkansas, that we have a very healthy, controlled growth, mostly because of the fact that we have the name Arkansas behind us, and people are like, Arkansas, what? Why are you moving there? But we have the name Arkansas behind us, so we have a lot of controlled growth. We see a very healthy growth pattern for the next decades. Great to hear, great to see. But again, if you are moving here, just know that you're not buying really into a bubble or anything like that. It's a bubble in the sense of like protection. But the idea is that we have allowed controlled growth to happen. We do need more homes to be built, just to be honest with it, because of the people moving here. But just know that is a very healthy growth area. We do see a continual positive growth in new construction as well as home sales. But just know when you do move here, very healthy area, unlike some other parts of America, which we'll leave not talked about on this channel. Whoa, 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 whoa. Before we jump on to the next point, I made something for you. I made something called 3-day itineraries. So maybe you're looking to move to the area or maybe looking to just visit the area. I have 3-day itineraries, so literally day by day, city by city, activity by activity, whether you're into sports, food, culture, arts, activities, whatever the case, even kids, whatever the case is, I have 3-day itineraries linked down below for you. So go ahead and download them and use them when you get down here. Also, if you are thinking about moving to the area, I made something called Instant Home Updates. It sounds exactly what it is, literally Instant Home Updates. So maybe you're using things like Realtor.com, Zillow.com, or Redfin. Way too slow. Notifications, way too slow. That's why I made something called Instant Home Updates. All the information below, enter your information below, name, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage. Where do you want to move to Northwest Arkansas? Enter all the information below and make sure you don't miss a single notification when it comes for homes for sale or for rent, all in Northwest Arkansas. Also, every single Friday, I send an email out just kind of talking about all the cool things happening in Northwest Arkansas. Maybe you want to know what's going on in downtown Bentonville. Maybe you want to know what businesses are moving here. Maybe you want to know what's going on in Fayetteville. I was just at Strawberry Fest last weekend. Great times. Maybe you want to know about all the things happening in Northwest Arkansas. Fresh Grass was happening. Bike Fest is happening. All the things you want to know about Northwest Arkansas. Enter your email below. Enter your name below. I'll make sure you get that email every single Friday. But just a heads up, you will get a little fear of missing out, little FOMO, so to speak. But I promise you will be the most informed person eventually when you make your way down to Northwest Arkansas. And the third really interesting news that came out of Fayetteville this week is that Fayetteville finally passed 100,000 people in Fayetteville. Now, that is not necessarily students as well. The students added about another 30,000 to it, but Fayetteville is slowly climbing to become the biggest city in basically Arkansas. Currently, Fayetteville sits at 100. Little Rock is at 200,000. It'll be a little bit of time before we actually get to that 200,000 mark. But at the moment, Fayetteville sits number 2, and it'll be a while before we ever climb to number 1. But regardless, Fayetteville continues to grow almost at a quicker clip than most other cities in Arkansas, just because of obviously the draw of the university, the businesses, the trail structure, the cool things happening in Fayetteville. So just know that Fayetteville continues to grow at a pretty decent clip, honestly. And the fourth really cool thing happening that actually happened, past tense, in Northwest Arkansas, and this is kind of a weird thing. I don't know how to interpret it, so I'm going to give you my thoughts, I suppose, is that America warmed up quite a bit with climate. But Northwest Arkansas warmed up almost the least amount. It only warmed up like 1.6 degrees in the last decade or so, whereas other places of America really are cooking in some fashion. So just know that they call it like it's like a very slow warming or cooling in North comparison wise. But here's my thought on why it hasn't really heated up here in Northwest Arkansas, or if it ever will. There are so many trees here. There is so much vegetation. It is truly the natural state. Wild. So if you do come, this is my layman's opinion of this whole thing. You go to Tulsa, Oklahoma, you go over there at 100 degrees, which is incredibly hot. You cook over there. You cook. You come over here to Northwest Arkansas at 100 degrees, which doesn't happen very often, but if it does happen, you feel much cooler. And that's because of just the shade, the water, the lack of, I would say, like a lot of asphalt. It's very nature focused. We use a lot of trail systems. I'm just surmising here, but just know that it's much cooler in comparison to other parts of America that have cooked up a lot. So keep that in mind, is that when you are moving here, America is getting warmer. We're kind of aware of that, of course, not getting political. But Northwest Arkansas is definitely heating up very little. And these are my theories because of those reasons that I mentioned before. So pretty cool. I love it because the area, you really truly have 4 seasons here, and you can't spend 365 days outdoors here in Northwest Arkansas. So I do love it. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you haven't been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack. Sounds exactly what it is. Literally a starter pack full of all the cool things happening and going on in Northwest Arkansas. Maybe you want to know about all the schools. Maybe you want to know about all the things happening here. There's a 100-page guide, city by city, area by area, population. What are the schools like? What is the medical like? Everything you want to know about Northwest Arkansas literally comes in your package shipped right to your home. Literally right to your home. Enter your information below and make sure you get the package shipped to you right away. But one thing you should be aware of, it does come with your first free mountain bike. That is correct. First free mountain bike. So enter your information below and make sure to get the package shipped to you right away. And just so you're aware, it is my favorite 4-letter F word. Free! So enter your information below and make sure to get the package shipped to you right away. And when you do come down here, I can give you a $10 tour so I can kind of show you around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some home for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. Alright guys, see you next one.